The 2024 Oscars are just a couple days away, so now it's time for me to give you my predictions on who I think is going to win on almost every single category. I'm not going to do the short film animated shorts because I haven't had a chance to go see them, and so that's why they're not going to be here. But almost every category, I'm going to give you who I think should win and who I think will win. Before we get started, make sure to leave a like, follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Letterboxd. I'm very active on all those. Also, leave your picks down below in the comments. I'd love to discuss that with you in, a good manner because we all have different opinions on who's going to win. Very excited to watch this year's Oscars. I hope it's going to be good. But our first category that we're going to get to is Best Animated Film. I'm trying to get through these pretty fast. Hopefully this video is not over 30 minutes because we don't really have to talk about each category too much. But right here, I got Nimona at last place. I don't think it's going to win at all. I don't think Nimona is as strong as these. Robot Dreams is the only one I haven't seen here. But I've seen a lot of praise and hype around Robot Dreams. So, I mean, I hope I get to watch it soon. I don't even know if it's on digital yet. Elemental, middle of the pack. It's a Disney Pixar film. It could have won if, the top two films didn't come out this year. And Across the Spider-Verse and The Boy and the Heron. So this was a fight that I didn't know would get so intense. And I don't know. I don't even know who's going to win this. It could go to Boy and the Heron, to be honest. But I feel like people are only voting for The Boy and the Heron because they think it's Miyazaki's last film when he came out and said it's not going to be his last film. Even though I think the movie's great, I think Across the Spider-Verse should win this. And I hope that it ends up coming out on top just slightly because I think it's just a phenomenal film. It changed the game for animation once again, just like Into the Spider-Verse did. So that's why I'm holding Across the Spider-Verse at 1. But I can totally understand if anyone's putting a Boy and the Heron at 1. Like, they're really tied for me. I just have Across the Spider-Verse just a little bit ahead of the Boy and the Heron. Now on to Best Picture. I've never seen a Best Picture category so like easily, you easily find the winner in this. But it's Oppenheimer. If Oppenheimer loses, I will be shocked. I think a lot of other people will be shocked. It's like easily the front runner to win this. I think I think Oppenheimer has now won the most awards out of any movie of all time. Like in like all awards shows. Like if you're counting all of the award shows, I think it's now won the most, which is really awesome to see. What a fantastic film. What a magnum opus for Christopher Nolan. So yeah, I got Oppenheimer winning. The only two that could unseat it, which probably aren't, would be The Holdovers and Poor Things. They have the most hype and most praise going into this outside of Oppenheimer. Anatomy of a Fall, great film. Barbie, I put it in the middle. Killers of the Flower Moon, losing steam. American Fiction, Past Lives, films that I think lost a lot of steam. Zone of Interest and Maestro. A lot of those, I think this Best Picture race and all 10 Best Picture nominees are just great. I have my Best Picture ranking up right now. This is one of the strongest lineups that I've seen in quite some time. I'm just happy to see all these nominated. And, Oppenheimer, it's going to be really cool when it wins. Seeing Christopher Nolan go on stage, especially win director. Hopefully he does win director. But I don't see anything beating Oppenheimer at this point. If, The Holdovers has a lot of hype because it's just a feel-good movie. Poor Things, very artistic, but I think Oppenheimer has both those things going for it. So I think Oppenheimer is easily going to take home Best Picture. For Best Actress, this is a big toss-up. This is probably the closest race in the whole entire Oscars this year because it's going either between Emma Stone or Lily Gladstone, and they're both really close. For me, I love seeing also a lot of Sandra Hüller supporters because Sandra Hüller is great in Anatomy of a Fall. Annette Bening, I don't know what she's doing here. She doesn't belong in this group. Carey Mulligan, I loved her performance, but she's not going to win. But, Emma Stone and Lily Gladstone, two powerhouse performances, but I'm going to give you my reason why I have Emma Stone at number 1. The reason is Emma Stone, it feels like the true lead of her film. Lily Gladstone doesn't feel like a supporting performance in her film, but also doesn't feel like a lead for me. That's why my one complaint about Killers of the Flower Moon was that Lily Gladstone's character did not have enough screen time. I feel like she should have been the main lead. Leonardo DiCaprio feels like the main lead of that film. So I don't understand why, Lily Gladstone, if she does win, I won't be mad. I'll be very disappointed because she just doesn't feel like the true lead of her film. She is the true emotional part of her film, but she just doesn't feel like she has enough screen time to be winning Best Actress. So that's why I have Emma Stone at number 1. I think Emma Stone's role is very brave. She plays literally a character that goes through being a child, being a baby brain, then going to be a full, teenager, to then a full adult who knows a lot. And her demeanor in this film is so great. I love what she's going for here. And I will say, if this is a very brave role because it's a very wacky film, and if it didn't come across great to critics, think she would be getting a lot of hate for this role, but she got a lot of praise for this role. That's why I have Emma Stone at number 1. Lily Gladstone, if she had more screen time, she would be at number 1, but I still have Emma Stone taking Best Actress. For Best Actor, nothing's changed. I've had Cillian Murphy at number 1 for like how many months? Like 4 months now. I've been loyal to my boy. I've kept Cillian Murphy at number 1 for so long. I wanted to switch him maybe a little bit, but nah. His performance is absolutely breathtaking. What he does with his eyes and just facial expressions in Oppenheimer is something else. I love when people can act with their eyes in a very big way. I think that's very huge, showing emotions in your film. So Cillian Murphy, I think he's going to take this home. But, it seems a little close though, but I think Cillian Murphy's still going to take it. But if someone did take it instead of him, it's going to be Paul Giamatti for The Holdovers. What a brilliant performance by him. He's kind of like overdue for an Oscar now, and this is a perfect role for him. I think he played this role perfectly, it's the same year Cillian Murphy, so I don't know what I'm supposed to say. Jeffrey Wright, I love his performance, but he's not going to get into that top 2. And Bradley Cooper and Coleman Domingo, it's kind of over for you guys. It's just not going to happen. So yeah, Cillian Murphy is my winner. I feel like this one's pretty locked up. Cillian Murphy has won basically them all. I think the only major one that Cillian Murphy did lose was Critics' Choice. I think Paul Giamatti did win that. But yeah, I think it's like 95% locked that Cillian Murphy is going to win for Best Actor. Best Supporting Actress, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on here. It's honestly locked up. Devindra Randolph has locked this award up like 3 months ago. It would have been cool to see a big race between her and Emily Blunt, but nah. Devindra Randolph locked it up. I don't even know how. It's just she's sweeping everything, so she's easily gonna win that one. Best Supporting Actor, my personal favorite category. I love the nominations here. Robert Downey Jr. versus Ryan Gosling versus Mark Ruffalo is what I really have it now. I don't see Sterling K. Brown or Robert De Niro coming close to any of them. Sterling K. Brown, I love that nomination. I thought he was great. Very emotional part of that American Fiction, but also just he was funny in that. He knows how to deliver a funny line. But Mark Ruffalo, I just love his performance a lot. Ryan Gosling, loves his performance a lot. Love seeing a lot of comedic performances in here. But Robert Downey Jr., come on. He's sweeping everything, just like Devindra Randolph. Ryan Gosling did win a couple major awards, but Robert Downey Jr. is taking everything. He's kind of overdue for his Oscar in this big role. I'm wondering what he's going to do after this, if he's going to do more serious roles, because he's already getting a supporting actor Oscar. Maybe he's going to go for a lead actor Oscar. Who knows? It's... Oh, wait. Actually, I think Robert Downey Jr. won supporting actor for something else. I'm not really sure if he did or not. Someone's going to have to tell me. But I think he's easily going to win this. Oppenheimer is going to just take home some acting awards. Not supporting actor, but not supporting actress, but supporting actor and actor. I think it's got locked in the bag. Best Director, Christopher Nolan is still on top. What a guy. He's been on top for like 4 months, just like Cillian Murphy. He's overdue. This man's overdue for a Best Director Oscar, man. He's been working so hard. I feel like he should have won Best Director for so many other movies, but he's finally going to get it for Oppenheimer, which is awesome. Yorgos Lanthimos, number 2. I don't see Yorgos taking it from him, but, if Christopher Nolan wasn't, nominated this year, I think Yorgos could have won. That would have been really cool to see Yorgos win for Poor Things. Jonathan Glazer at number 3. I just watched Zone of Interest a couple days ago. The direction is just phenomenal in that movie. I was not, familiar with Jonathan Glazer's work, but I'm going to have to go watch his movies. I loved his direction there. Justine Triet, I'm happy that she got nominated, but I just don't see her cracking in on anything. So yeah, Christopher Nolan, easily taken home, finally getting his Oscar. Best Adapted Screenplay. This is one that I had a kind of an issue with finding out who I wanted to put in that number 1 position, because American Fiction is one that I think on rewatch, that script just hits harder and harder each time, especially when they have a couple of emotional moments, but the humor done in that script is very well done, especially Poor Things also. Poor Things I had up top there for a little bit, but I feel like maybe a lot of the, voters won't like that one as much as others. I put Oppenheimer at number 1. I switched it up a little bit because Oppenheimer is the front runner for Best Picture, and we all know whoever wins Screenplay usually goes on to win Best Picture and all that. In Oppenheimer, it's sweeping everything. It's the most nominated film, I think, so I think it will take Adapted. It's not my favorite in this category. I would probably do Poor Things, but I feel like Oppenheimer is just going to take this one because it's taking Picture too. For Best Original Screenplay, I've seen a lot of people have Anatomy of a Fall, that number 1 position. They're kind of both tied for me, but I edged in The Holdovers at number 1 just because I feel like that movie just means a lot more to me, and I feel like the script is a lot more polished than Anatomy of a Fall. I think Anatomy of a Fall's script could have been a little more polished, even though I think the film was great. But I do see the love. I see the Oscars, the love for that film. It's nominated in a lot of categories, The Holdovers, I feel like it nails the emotional moments a lot, nails the humor a lot, and just nails its characters' journeys and development a lot. So I feel like I'm gonna keep that one at number one. I'm holding hope that it does win. Past Lives at number three. Honestly, I didn't know where to put that because I think the script's great, but I feel like it lost a lot of momentum. May December, love the script. It's just not getting noticed by the Oscars, sadly. And Maestro, I didn't really love the Maestro script, so I'm not really sure why it got nominated, but I could see Anatomy of a Fall easily taking this. But for now, I got The Holdovers winning for Best Original Screenplay. For Best Cinematography, I'm pretty sure we should lock it up and just say Oppenheimer's going to win this. Finally, Hoyte van Hoytema is getting his Oscar. I cannot wait to see him accept that thing. I think I feel like he should have won for Interstellar. It's kind of like a crime he didn't win for that. I don't know how that didn't happen, and he didn't even get nominated for Nope, but he's finally going to win. Very happy for him here. Poor Things, the only one that I think could take it away because the cinematography on Poor Things is outstanding. Then I got Killers. Killers of the Flower Moon has some great cinematography, but I don't think it stands out enough. Maestro, pretty good. El Conde, I don't think that should have been nominated, but it was. So I got Oppenheimer taking cinematography. All right, don't kill me, but costume design, I got Poor Things at number one. I'm hoping that Poor Things comes out on top. Through the many rewatches I've had of this film, I just love the costumes. I love what they're going for here, and I love what Emma Stone is wearing. Like so many different costumes she's wearing. Barbie, I give it all the hype, and I can say that the costumes are amazing, but I think Poor Things has a lot more variety going for them, a lot more realistic stuff going for them, and I know that's not the purpose of Barbie, but I see it. You know, if you have Barbie over Poor Things, I see it. I see your reasoning, but I still think Poor Things is a stronger film and it has stronger costumes. But yeah, it's easily between those two. Like there's no really competition for those. It's just Poor Things or Barbie. And I feel like it's going to be like 50-50, 60-40 for each of those. So I'm on the side of Poor Things for now for costume design. And no surprise here, production design, I'm doing exactly the same thing. I'm going Poor Things for this. My reasoning for this is even though I love the Barbie Land sets and all that, I feel like it looks fantastic, all of it. Poor Things for me looks more detailed, more, you know, I love the steampunk look of it. I feel like some of the older audiences and older voters will love that more too. But I feel like this one's same as costume design. It's going to be like a 50-50, 60-40 kind of thing going on here. I feel like the votes are going to be pretty close for this one when the voters do put their votes in. And I do feel like, you know, I feel like Barbie could have a high chance of winning, but Poor Things, I love the production design so much more than Barbie. I feel like I just love how detailed everything looks, the realism of everything, just how, you know, the variety of so many different sets and locations they went to. There's so many different locations in Poor Things. Love Barbie Land, but I think Poor Things has such a stronger set design and production design. For best editing, I feel like we got to give to Oppenheimer, but I will say Killers of the Flower Moon for me is a very strong second place because the editing that goes into a 3.5 hour movie must be so demanding. And the editing seems so seamless in that movie, so I really did love what the editing was like in that movie. But Oppenheimer, it's sweeping, of course. It's, you know, the most famous film, the most praised film on this list, so I gotta give it to Oppenheimer. I also love the editing on Oppenheimer. Kills of the Flower Moon, though, it's a strong second, though. That editing is terrific. For best sound, also lock it up. Oppenheimer's definitely gonna win this, but hear this out. The Zone of Interest. Been seeing a lot of praise for this one, and I will say the sound is probably my favorite part of the movie, the use of sound, the use of no sound in this movie. So if we had a surprise, I could see the Zone of Interest maybe taking it, probably like a 40% chance. But I still have Oppenheimer taking this one just because how prolific the sound is in there and how prolific it's used during like the Trinity test. So I could maybe see a chance when the Zone of Interest does take it because the sound design in that movie is off the charts, insane, kind of terrifying. But it's interesting. But I still have Oppenheimer taking it. The creator, Mission Impossible, I don't see why they're even in here. But yeah, Oppenheimer, I still have taken it. But Zone of Interest, it's creeping its way in. For best visual effects, I honestly didn't know what to do right here because, you know, people are loving Godzilla Minus One. Terrific work done there on the smaller budget. But I think the creator also looks like just 100% just terrifically done. I was like, damn, I don't really see a shot in here that isn't great. Guardians of the Galaxy also, I think, is one of the best looking MCU films. And Mission Impossible, Napoleon, I don't really see a chance where they win. I could see, you know, I see kind of ways where people have Guardians at number one, Godzilla number one, but I'm just going to do the safe choice and go with the creator for visual effects. For best score, also lock it up. It's Oppenheimer, Ludwig Göransson winning again. I think this is going to be his second win. I'm not too sure because I think he did win for Black Panther. So it's going to be cool to see him win again. This score lives rent free in my head. Can you hear the music? One of the best tracks I think I've heard of all time. Poor Things though, I love the Poor Things score. It's so weird, so rambunctious, so out there. I love that score. Killers of the Flower Moon, such a terrific score. American Fiction, on when this first got nominated, I only saw that movie once and I was like, what is the score of this movie? Then I saw it again and I was like, the score is actually really good here. Really underrated score. Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, why is it here? We don't know. Across the Spider-Verse should be here. But Oppenheimer, I got Oppenheimer taking it for best score. All right, don't kill me for best song, but I'm doing I'm Just Ken for Barbie, but I could easily see What Was I Made For winning. For me personally, I'm Just Ken hit a lot harder. It's actually like a musical sequence in the film with everyone, all the Kens dancing and all that, singing it. That feels like just such a musical element, and I feel like that works the most. You know, you have Ryan Gosling actually in the movie singing that. What Was I Made For scene? Billie Eilish, I love her. She's a great singer, but she's not really in the scene singing the song. It's just in the background and all. It doesn't feel as special. I'm Just Ken feels like literally a movie moment. One of my favorite scenes from last year. I love how they did it. Love how all the Kens out there. I'm glad to see Ryan Gosling's going to perform it, so that's gonna be really cool. So yeah, I got I'm Just Ken winning it for Barbie. And the last category that I'm going to talk about is Best International Film. And I got to warn you going into this, I have not seen all 5 of these. Not all of them hit my market. I never really get international films near me. The only ones that I have seen are The Zone of Interest and Society of the Snow. So I did kind of look for a little bit of help on these, kind of search up opinions on these. Honestly, I think Zone of Interest is going to win it. I think it's the most prolific film in this list, the most well done film, and just the direction and sound design here is great. Society of the Snow, though, close second. I really did enjoy that one, but I'm hoping I get to see the other 3. Who knows when they're going to be on digital. I'm really hoping to check them out because I heard Perfect Days is actually really good. But yeah, I got the Zone of Interest winning this one. So those are my Oscar, predictions on who's going to win for the 2024 Oscars. Hoping I'm at least 70% right on these. I'm never going to be 100% right. No one's ever going to be 100% right. But as I said, leave your predictions down in the comments. I would love to see your different predictions than mine. If you did enjoy, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.